Hello and welcome to the guided project Build a Free Website. My name is Delphine and I will be your instructor today. I am a public health specialist and have developed several websites for personal and professional uses during my career. WordPress gave me the possibility to create, manage, and develop these websites easily and for free, while some may also enjoy the various features available on this platform at a very low cost. The possibilities are endless. By the end of this project, you will learn how to create a website and manage it for your professional or personal use, add pages, and publish articles or photographies. This guided project is an introduction to WordPress and is designed for people who would like to open a website for free or at a very low cost, and for beginners in the website creation who want to have their own platform without hiring a specialist. WordPress is a perfect platform to create a commercial website, a blog, a photo gallery, amongst others, because it provides all the tools you need to create an organized and visually appealing product while offering a variety of options for personalization. You will learn how to plan and create each step of a website and utilize the appropriate tool to create a visually appealing online platform. Let's take a look at a completed project. Here is an example of a website designed to promote the initiative of an orphanage in Bolivia. All the features have been personalized to better fit the goal of the project, such as the title, the picture, or the color. You can also appreciate the presence of a menu on the top right corner that describes all the pages available in Spanish, English, or French. Now let's start and create your own website. Let's begin by opening a new page by typing wordpress.com. On the main page of the website, you will find a blue button called Start Your Website and all the possibilities that WordPress offers. If you want to go through this information, you can continue the next step afterwards by pausing the video. When you are ready, click on the Start Your Website button, which opens a new page. The next step is to create an account by entering your information or by connecting to your Google or Apple account. If you want to create an account, you can start by entering your email address. Please feel free to pause the video at any time to fill in your information and continue when you are ready. Once you entered your email address, you can click on Create Your Account. The next page will ask you to choose the name of your website. Once you write down the name of your website on the appropriate area, you will see appearing the number of possible URL or address of your website. Some may be free for the first year but ask a little amount, a little payment for the future. But I will choose the one that says free forever. I only have to select this one on clicking by the select button. The next page, called Choose a Plan, permits you to decide which element of your website you want. Each plan have different possibilities that you can choose and have different amounts. If you only want the basic element for your website and you do not want to pay for it, you can select Start with a free website by clicking on the name. However, this can be adjusted later if you will realize that another plan would be more suitable for you. On the next page, called Where Will You Start?, you can decide to start writing or creating your website. I would advise to start by building it before writing it. So we can select Start Building. Now we have to select the website template that we would like to use for the website. It's the theme of your website or its appearance. It's showing you the look that your website may take and its main features. You can select on the left list the type of website you prefer, such as portfolio if you want to expose your photography. I will choose the first one that is available for this example, but all the templates can be modified similarly. You simply have to select Start With and the name of your template for your website to be created. If you are not sure which one you want, you can always discover them by just looking at them. And if you like it, you just click on the top right corner, Start With the name of your template. Next step, your WordPress is creating the website based on all the functionality you selected. This may take a few minutes. Don't hesitate to pause the video for you to take the time. Congratulations! In this task, you have created your website. However, it is not launched yet, and it won't be until you are ready to do so. Therefore, you have the time to modify it as you please, and you will not see it online until it is launched. In the next task, you will learn how to modify and personalize your website. Welcome back! Now that your website is created, we will go through the main menu to discover the possibilities that WordPress offers for your website. The screen that appears now is the main page to modify your website, add pages, or publish articles. The first step is to customize your website, and for that we can use the left menu. At any time, please feel free to pause the video if you need additional time to complete the task. Let's begin with the first tab called My Home. This page regroups quick links and important steps for your website. For example, you will find on the right the column called Site Setup, which gives you a list of the next steps for you to set up your website. You can go through this step whenever you are ready. And, for example, confirm your email address. Next, in the menu, you can find the tab called Stats. This tab lists the statistics of your website. As it is not launched yet, everything is empty. However, once your website is online, you will be able to see all the traffic and insight of your website on this page. You will see the views, the visitors, the likes, the comments that you receive over the past few months. You can also discover in which country, for example, people have been connected to your website. The following tab is called Upgrades. As I mentioned earlier, you have the possibility to select another plan for your website if you want to add more features. You can decide to, for example, to choose the premium plan if you want to add payment in your website. You can come back here at any time and decide to upgrade your payment whenever you want. The tab Inbox will allow you to read the email associated to your website. This feature is, however, reserved only to paid plan and does not work for free websites. But it can be a very great asset if you have, for example, a commercial website. The next tab, called Post, will help you to see all the posts that you have published on your website. For now, we only have 3 posts that have the posts from the theme I choose. But if I had more posts, you will see the list go on and on. You can also see the posts that you draft, that you schedule to publish, or that you trash. I will not go through this tab more in detail, but you can see that in a further video. The next tab, called Media, will regroup all the media that you publish on your website. It can be videos, audios, images, or documents. You have access to all the media through this tab and can decide to delete or add more as you please. The next page, called Pages, will allow you to see all the pages of your website. I will go through this tab more in detail further down the video. The tab Comments regroups all the comments left on your website. You can read them, answer them, approve or erase them, but they will still appear on this page. You can see those that are pending, approved, the spam, and your trash. For now, no comments are online because your website has not been launched. The Feedback tab will only be accessible once you validate your email address by the link received on your email. This page allows you to see the messages received and potentially to answer them. The Jetpack tab regroups the activity you or the users of your website add. For example, you can see on here that today a connection was made by you. You can see here the last 20 events that appear made by you or people that connected to your website. But you can decide to upgrade your plan to see more features. The tab WooCommerce, plugin, and tools are once again accessible only for upgraded plan. It is mainly dedicated to offer features for commercial websites such as payment or shipping, for example. The tab Appearance is used to customize your website and will be detailed later in the video. Next, you can find the page Users. This tab can be useful if you want to invite contributors to your website. You can add people as administrators, but also see your followers, the email received by your followers, your viewers, or your invites. You can also decide to invite someone to be part of your website. For example, I want to invite a colleague to the creation and maintenance of the website. I can invite him by clicking Invite. Again, this option is only available after validating your email address. However, once this step is done, you can insert here your colleague address, decide on his role, that can be administrator, editor, author, contributor, or followers, depending on the action he can take on your website. And then write him a message for personalization. Once you are done, just click the button back, and you will see appearing all your team members, all the users here. The last tab is called Setting. This tab will be detailed in the next part of the video. Congratulations! In this task, you have discovered the feature offered on WordPress platform. In the next task, you will learn how to modify your website to best assess your needs. Welcome back! Now that you know a little more about the possibilities offered by WordPress, we can start adapting your website to your needs and your taste. For that, you can select Setting and a scrolling bar menu will appear. The tab Generals regroups the main setting of your website. You can, for example, modify the title of your website and add a tagline such as to explain your website. This will appear on your main page of your website. Down the page, you can also change the language here if you want your language to be different. Don't forget to apply changes before you leave the new tab. You can also decide to change the time zone or to modify some characteristic of your website, such as the footer credit. You can also find a spot to launch your website here. Finally, down the page, you can change your site address if you want to modify it. You can delete your contents. Your website will still be online, but all your posts, pages, and media will disappear. You can also delete your site permanently through this page by just clicking on the appropriate choices. Once all the modifications that you wanted to do have been done, don't forget to go on the top right corner and save your changing by clicking Save Settings. If you continue in the Setting menu, you will see the tab called Performance. This page will help you improve your site's performance with diverse settings, but they are only available for upgraded plans. After, you can see the Writing tab, which regroups settings related to your website contents. You can modify how you compose your posts, such as determine the date and the format of your posts. You can, for example, decide if you want a time to appear with AM or PM. Here, you can decide I want, for example, the year to appear first and the time to appear with a PM and AM. On this tab, you can decide the number of posts displayed per page here, as well as the presence of a number of testimonial and portfolio projects and the number of posts to include in your feed. You simply select the appropriate feature for you. The last part permits you to select or not the infinite scroll, which allows the loading of your post as you scroll. If you disable it, a clickable button will be displayed at the end of your page to load the following post. Once again, do not forget to save your settings by clicking the appropriate button in pink each time on the top right corner. The Discussion tab regroups all the features to enable or disable to control how people interact with your website through comments. You can precisely define what you allow them to do or not by simply using this feature. For example, I can decide that I do not want comment author to fill out name and email. Once again, don't forget to save your changes by clicking Save Settings on the top right. The next tab is called Reading. Once again, this page is only accessible after you validate your email address. But on this page, you can select your home page display. That can be your latest post or a static page. We can, for example, decide that the home page will be the one we call home. You can also see on this website how many posts appear at most per page, or how many items can be displayed on the syndication feed. For each post in a feed, you can decide to include full text or excerpt. You can go through all the detail of your website on this page, and at the end, you can also write down a message that your followers will receive once they follow you or follow your website or follow one post of your website. For example, welcome. Once again, don't forget to click Save Changes before you leave this page. The next tab, called Media, can once again be accessible fully once you have verified your email address. Here you can decide the settings of the media you incorporate in your posts and website. These are pre-selected settings, but you can always modify the media once you add them on your post. You can decide their size or decide if you want to enable a carousel, the color of your background, or if you allow comments to show. All this information have to be saved once again before you leave the page. Finally, the last tab is called Hosting Configuration. This tab is aimed at accessing your website data and more advanced settings. This is also a feature reserved for upgraded plans. Congratulations! In this task, you have set up your website. In the next task, you will customize it. Welcome back! Now that you have modified the main settings, we can start personalizing your website. For that, you can start by clicking Appearance on the main menu. The tab Themes refers to the selection of themes you previously chose from when you created your website. You can select this page if you are not satisfied with the website theme you selected at any moment. You can once again go through all the themes available, even those if needed payments, and select the one that you prefer to have. Let's assume that we like our website, but we just want to customize it. Then you can select the tab Customize under the Appearance menu. You will be redirected to another page that regroups all the elements that you can personalize on your website. You can see all those elements on the left menu. On the right, you have an example of your website to see the changes as you modify the elements. We can start by modifying the site identity. This page can help you to change the site title. For example, we can create text and add tagline. Then you will see the modification appearing on your website. You can also decide to add a logo by selecting a logo that you already created. If you want to create a logo, you can select Create a Logo and you will be redirected to another website associated to WordPress for the creation of logo. You can also modify the footer or select a site icon. Once you agree on all the changes, you can save them by clicking on the blue button on the top left corner. And you can go back to the previous menu. The next tab is called Menu. Under this tab, you can add a menu to your website by selecting Add a Menu and choose the name of the menu, such as Menu, and its location, for example, primary location. And you can click on Next to see it appear on your website. Once you are done, you can save the changes and go back to the previous menu. On this menu, you can now see the tab Homepage Settings. Once again, this tab allows you to modify the main page of your website by choosing if you want the latest post to appear or if you prefer having a static page, and if so, choose which one. Here we are selecting the page Home. On the previous menu, you can also select Colors, which allow you to modify the color of your website. You can here change the primary, tertiary color and the background. On the example that I choose, I only can change the foreground and the background. This depends on the theme that you choose for your website. But for all of them, you can just click on the color and select the color that I want. For example, I would like orange, and you can see appearing on my website. The menu will become orange. And if I want to change the background, I can simply do the same thing and select here, it changes. Once I am satisfied of the changes, once again, I save them and I go back to the previous menu. After that, you can select the menu Fonts. This tab permits you to modify the fonts of your website's text, either the body font or the heading font. And once again, you can see the changing appearing as you modify them. Once you are satisfied, once again, save your changes before going back. Finally, the last tab of the menu is called Additional CSS. This is accessible only if you have a paid plan, as it permits you to modify and add even more features to your website. You can decide to upgrade your plan, or if you don't want, you can just go back and you have done the customization of your website. Congratulations! In this task, you have completed your customization. In the next task, you will learn how to add pages. Welcome back! We are now going to see the last task of this video, adding pages to the website. As you are probably aware, most websites have several pages for different purposes. For example, you can add a page to introduce yourself and a page to present your project. Each page can be linked to one another through the menu display in your website or through links inside each pages, according to your desire. Now let's start creating and adding pages. The first step is to come back to the main menu and select the Page tab. You will then find two tabs, All Pages and Add New. The first tab allows you to see all the pages that you have created. Here I only have one pages because of the theme I selected, but once I add more pages, they will be displayed here. On the right side, you can have the possibility to modify them by clicking on the three dots. You will see then a scrolling menu appearing. By selecting Edit, you will be redirected to your page where you can make changes, such as writing text or adding media. Once you are done modifying your page, you can select Switch to Drive, Preview, or Publish, or you can go back to your previous menu. You can then choose the second tab called View Page. This tab will only allow you to preview your page, but you cannot modify it here. However, it can be useful if you have a lot of pages and you do not remember which one is which. You can then close and go back to your page menu. The next tab is called Stats. By clicking on this page, you can now see the statistics. These statistics are only for this particular page and not the entire website. However, you can see if your page is attractive by analyzing the statistic of your page. Then you can come back to your previous page. On the next tab of the menu, you can see Copy Page, and the following tab is Copy Link. Copy Page allows you to copy identically the page you selected so that you can have the same page and modify one or the other. Copy Links allows you to link the page you selected and insert this link to another post or another page. If you have more pages, you will see another tab appearing here, which allows you to select this page as a home page. But right now I only have one page, so I do not have this possibility. On the top, you can see the pages that you published, the draft, the one that you scheduled to publish, or the one that you already destroyed. They will always appear here and you do not lose any page as you go through your website. So you have the possibility to publish back a page that you already deleted. You can also decide to schedule a page to publish later when you created it, and you will visualize it here. If you go back to the main menu, under All Pages you see Add New. If you click on this page, you will be redirected to a new page that will offer you the chance to select the theme of your page. You can decide to choose through the pre-selected theme that I've been offering to you. For example, if you want to add a gallery to post all your photography, you can have pre-selected page available. But if you want to have a blank page, you can select blank page here. I will select any page for the purpose of this example. Once I am on this page, I can change the text, the pictures, the media, or the background as I please. Once I'm done, I can just decide to save as a draft, preview it, or directly publish it. If I'm not happy with that, I can just go back to the main menu. I will not go in detail about the features that you can modify or how to create each detail of a page in this video, but you can come back and modify your pages as much as you please. Once you are done, the new pages that you created will appear on the list here. Congratulations! You have now a completed website with all the pages needed, ready to be launched. For this, you can go back to My Home page and go on the right list of site setups and go on Launch Your Site to the world. Once you click on that, you have your website online and ready to be accessed. This task concludes our project Build a Free Website for WordPress. You have been able to create your website and can now use the basic features offered by WordPress. Thank you for participating in this guided project and have fun creating an attractive and free website. Goodbye.